Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gene. You are watching LUBED Presents Oil Aftermath. My name is Gene. I am your host. This is the May 11th Stanley Cup edition for your Edmonton Oilers. And what a game they played last night. What a game. Just a few things I'm going to dive into before we get into that. Right now, Carolina, Jersey are in overtime. It's 2-2. Timo Meier missed an empty net that could have maybe saved their season. So if Carolina wins this game, it's going to be very, very interesting. That play that he missed, the yawning cage, is going to be played all summer long. Also, some suspension news just broke about an hour ago regarding Pietrangelo, and we're going to dive into my thoughts on that. He is going to get one game. Darnell Nurse, that suspension information was released about 4 or 5 hours ago. He's getting one game. They did not uphold that suspension. They are still giving them both one game. I'm going to give you my thoughts on that, but we're going to get into all the outcome and the game itself and what I thought of it. Great responses. The Edmonton Oilers defeat the Golden Knights on home ice, tying this series up at 2 games apiece. Oh, nerve-wracking, because you did not want to see the Edmonton Oilers go down 3-1, because if they went down 3-1, that's a tough hill to climb against Vegas. But no, it is now a best of 3, 2 games of which, because Vegas has home ice advantage, will be played in Vegas. So the Oilers have to win a game in Vegas or they're done. It's just that simple. Let's get into the first period. And it was a great response from last game's ugliness. A massive response. 3 goals by secondary scorers, Bukestad, Bouchard, and Ekholm, would all make their presence known in this game very early in the game and pretty much shut the game out in the first period. And that's kind of what I wanted. I didn't want to be walking on eggshells in this game. Very good effort by those guys in the first period. We go to the second period. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins would add another. And Vegas have no answer, nothing at all. And it started getting chippy and ugly, and there was lots of stuff going on and a lot of after the whistle stuff. And then it got very interesting in the third period, as Vegas would tally 1 goal. However, it was all overshadowed by an absolutely brutal slash by Pietrangelo to Leon Draisaitl. I was flabbergasted. Like, that was actually assault. If you ask me, that was assault. He would get ejected. Darnell Nurse would get ejected for starting a fight with another player. And it wasn't like it was a small guy. He went after a big guy, and that was with like less than 5 minutes. So he got automatically kicked out because it's instigating with 5 minutes left in the game, and that automatically warrants a 1-game suspension, but it could be upheld. However, we found out today it wasn't, so Darnell will miss. We also found out the suspension on Pietrangelo, and he's only getting a game. And I'm going to get into that after I do the numbers, but I'm not happy about it. I think the NHL dropped the ball once again on the Hampton Oilers. It's every playoff year. This is a common reoccurring theme. But that was, and even Kelly Rhudey on Hockey Night in Canada was saying should have been 3 games. Dallas Aikens, I don't know what delusional planet he's on. He was saying, oh no, he thinks it was fair. No, it wasn't fair. There's no place in the game for that. I don't know if you guys seen it, but literally he took his stick, 2-handed, boom, right across his arms. No place in the game for that. No place at all. But like I said, I'm going to touch on that in a second. Let's dive into the numbers that really stood out for me for last night. Bugstag, 9 hits. Kane, 7 hits. Stu, a 962 save percentage. 111 penalty minutes combined, and both teams were exactly 50% on the dot. And on the 7 attempts that the Oilers had on the power play, they only got 1 goal. So they were actually amazing 5-on-5. That's where they got their blunt of the majority of their goals. So good job. Now, like I say, they have to maintain that effort. They're not going to have Darnell Nurse in the lineup, but Vegas will not have Pietrangelo in the lineup. So it's 1 for 1. And it's disappointing. Again, I'm going to get into that shortly. Let's get into the X factor for last night.
Scores! The Edmonton Oilers have tied the game!
Here are your Edmonton Oilers X factors for tonight.
Of a graphic of Stuart Skinner. I'm going to start putting up the graphic of who the X Factor. I'm giving this one to Stewie. I'm definitely giving this one. He had such a questionable game 3, but he really showed up here with saving 25 of 26 for a 962 save percentage. Great bounce back. Just an amazing effort. Can't say enough. I think he did good. I mean, Bugstad really did good too. He got a goal and he was hitting hard. I mean, he was also potentially a candidate for the X Factor. Kane was looking good. But this one, I think, because of how poorly he played in game 3, and he knows it, but how he just was able to just refocus, bounce back, and yeah, he looked really good. Let's get into the Tim Hortons reveal. Oops, that's the graphic. I got to get into this here. There we go. All right. Another pack, guys. I always do this every episode. Those of you who've been following me, I love doing this. I actually have a binder going right now. And I actually blame my coworkers for this. I was totally not doing hockey cards until my coworkers started buying, and then I kind of got hooked on them. So now I love these legend cards. So we're going to find out who we got in this pack here. Again, I still don't have that exact one. I'm going to run to the dollar store and get an exact one there. Oh, this one's really tough to open. Okay. Okay, we got Bob Clark. Stan Mikita. And I know I got, Stan Mikita. And I know I got this one already, Martin Biron. So I think I need the Bob Clark and I need the Stan Mikita. So that's awesome. That's really, really good. Yeah. Let's get rid of that. And we will go back to this scene here. And next up for the Edmonton Oilers is Game 5 tomorrow night at T-Mobile Arena. I am hoping that they can get that one and then take it home on, I guess, Sunday night and take the series and await the winner between Dallas and Seattle. Okay, let's get into my final thoughts about last night. How is it possible? Just gotta queue up the graphic here. 1 second. Where is it? Okay. I don't see it. Okay. Oh, here it is. It's way up at the top here. It's in the wrong spot. How is it possible that Pietrangelo with a brutal slash will only warrant 1 game suspension? How is that possible that it's the same amount of time that Darnell Nurse gets. I can understand if Darnell Nurse was going after one of their smaller guys and just decided to beat the living pulp out of him. But Darnell Nurse chose to go against one of their bigger guys. Yeah, he gets there. It's in the rule book. He gets a guaranteed suspension. But how did Pietrangelo manage just one game with basically assaulting another player on the ice? There's no place in the game for it. Connor McDavid put it. Everyone actually on the team, everyone that was being interviewed, from Rhudey to McDavid, no place for it. No place for it. That should have been a 3-game suspension. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. Maybe give me some reasons why it wasn't a 3-game suspension. But when you're going over your head, 2-handed chop on the bicep, and that's where it looked like it hit, I don't know. And now I know there was, in all fairness, I know he was having a rough go all game long, but the referees didn't see anything wrong with what was going on. It's a physical. Look, the playoffs are physical. Simple as that. The playoffs are physical, but it doesn't mean you can assault somebody on the ice. So I really think the NHL dropped the bomb. Give me your thoughts about it. But yeah, I was not too pleased. Those of you who are watching this for the very first time and like the content that I bring, feel free to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. As for the rest of you guys, stay healthy, stay happy, stay hydrated. We will see you Saturday night at 7. I'm always doing these now, the day after the game at 7 p.m. So I'd like you guys to join in if you can. And let's see if the Oilers can put the stranglehold on Vegas tomorrow night. Oh, that would be so sweet, guys. It would be so sweet. Okay, guys, I'm out. It's been a long day for me. You guys have a great night.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll